Rochdale 13 with Alan Kilshaw ahead of Sunday's Challenge Cup tie with Siddal. A good win last week at Coventry. We take confidence from that.
Yeah, definitely aspects of how we're playing and how we're evolving. We attacked very well, especially in the first half. We were focused on a good start. We wanted to get that journey out of the legs, and we focused on that. And just felt a couple of stoppage sort of hampered our momentum, and we need to be better there, because if there are going to be stoppages in a game, our concentration levels need to stay from minute 1 to minute 80. So there's a couple of things that we spoke about and fixed up in the week, but going back to the original question, we'll take confidence on how we're playing, and hopefully have a better performance this week and the week after and the week after that.
And a win down there made it 4 from 4. Is it safe to say you're happy with that start?
Yes, a perfect start on paper. We've had some tough challenges in there. We've had Barrow away, we've had Mayfield away, which would be different challenges on their own, and Hunslet, one of the favourites, and then to go to Coventry, who are improving despite the results. So we're pleased that we're in a good spot, but we're not falling in love with ourselves. We know there's a way to go yet. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, so hopefully we can sustain what we're doing.
And perhaps the only negative is Jack Francis left the ground on crutches. Is there any update on him?
Yeah, look, we were pretty fearful on the day. You never know with those sort of knee injuries and how he went, but the early diagnosis is maybe 4 weeks maximum, just a bit of damage around the ligament. We still need to wait for the swelling to go down, but we're hopeful that it won't be any longer than that, and we're hopeful because Jack's been playing really well and he's been a good signing, and he was a little bit disappointed, because it was his old club and things like that, but he was performing well, and we rested him the week before because he still has got university commitments. They're all over now, so the 4 weeks we'll use as a positive for Jack, because he hasn't played a lot of rugby since November, and he's had a hard pre-season with his university commitments there, so we'll make sure he stays off his feet, and there's a lot of cardio work in terms of rower and bike, and does some weights and swimming, and he'll come back freshened up.
And Mike Ratu, again, somebody who picked up an injury at the end of last season, still not to feature, but we've got the impression that he's been there or thereabouts for a long time now. Will we see him this weekend?
Unfortunately no, mate. He's had just a minor setback. Probably looking at the York game now, if not the week after. He has to tick certain boxes. It's a difficult one, shoulder dislocation and an operation, so we've got to be really careful. And as much as we want to rush him back, long term that's not the way to go. So he's done more contact this week. He'll do more next. Good Friday will probably just come too early for him. Possibly the York game, and if not the week after, providing there's no more setbacks. So Mike's attitude's been spot on for his rehab, and he's working really hard. So he'll be back soon, and he's still got a lot to contribute this season, and he's contributing now as a senior player within the group.
And moving on, James Tilley continues to impress, and certainly the likes of Danny Yates, Chris Riley and Joe Tyra stood out last week. How good is it having them all firing together?
Yeah, there's quite a few of the players in form and close to it. I would say no one's in top form yet or peaking yet, and nor should they be. It was great to see Chris Riley enjoying his rugby league again on the weekend and doing what he does best. You mentioned the others there, Joe scoring a hat-trick. And James has been really consistent, player of the month, and then I think against Hunslet he was the man of the match, and he backed that up last week. And as a group we need consistency. I think the halves 6-7, Danny and Paul, and then with Ben, that's a new combination, and Alex coming off the bench. It's working well, and we will evolve, and then combinations will get better the more they play together.
And Sunday, another amateur team in the cup. How will that challenge with Siddal differ to Mayfield who we played the other week?
It'll be similar. It'll be similar in some aspects, but Siddal have got a big pack. Obviously we're pleased it's here because they play on a very small tight pitch from what I've seen of them. they play some good stuff, and they're very similar to Mayfield. They're one of the top sides in that comp. They've made finals consistently. They had a good win last week at Kells, whatever competition you play into, so go up there and win. So when Mayfield, those trick shots and they'll challenge you like that, I think Siddal are more methodical in what they do. They've got a good 6, 7 and 9, and they've got some good ex-pros in there. So it's going to be a challenge, like you say, and one that we're looking forward to, and one we're up to as well.
Taking that into consideration, will you be putting a strong side out?
Yeah, strongest side we can put out. There's a couple of players there we might rest or we won't risk, with the short turnaround in mind, but we won't be taking them lightly. And look, there's been a lot of talk, negative talk around League One, and disrespectful talk. A couple of the amateur teams getting up there in the last round, and we want to come out and show what the competition's about, and we're a proud bunch of players and coaches, and some of the negative talk I think has been unnecessary. It's good to see amateur teams winning in the cup, that's what it's all about, but some of the discussions around League One and the standard, we're mindful of that this week, and it's been in our preparation, so we want to come out and show the competition is stronger, and we're a force in that competition.
Cheers, Alan.